Okay, here we go. Welcome back, I suppose, to episode 1. Wow, this feels so strange, but so good. I'm happy to be back. If you are new here, hi, I'm Emma. I live on the Isle of Skye in the Scottish Highlands with my partner Fraser, our 2 dogs, and our 5 hens. You may be here because you know me from years ago when I used to post on YouTube, or from my Instagram where I share little snippets of my life living in the Scottish countryside. Regardless of whether you're new or not, welcome to my life. I have been wanting to get back onto YouTube for the longest time, and we're finally here. So, for anyone who is new here, then I will give the story of how we got here, missing out all the gory details version. So, basically, myself and my partner Fraser, we lived in Edinburgh together, and when we went to buy our first home together, we wanted something a little bit different, and we so happened to buy a house on the Isle of Skye. A very rundown house, a house that needed lots of work done and still does. This is the only good room in the house at the moment. If you have come to YouTube to see a Pinterest house, you are in the wrong place. Maybe one day when all the renovations are done, but at the moment our house is a state, and I do plan on showing you that. I do want this to be very realistic and just showing you day to day of my life. Maybe not in this video, but we will get into it. We'll get to know each other a little bit better. The reason that we've not got round to doing our house yet is when we first moved here, Fraser, praise the Lord, is a very talented builder and joiner, and he built a tiny home so that we could rent that out to sustain our life here, living in a remote location. So moved from Edinburgh to Isle of Skye, built tiny home, rent tiny home out, now on to main house to renovate. That's a very, 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 very short version of the series of events that have happened since we moved here. But anyway, my life here is very quiet. It's very busy because of what I do for work and what Fraser does for work and everything that we've got going on. But we do live a very quiet life, and I love it that way. I am an introvert to my core. Being alone is what charges my batteries. If I spend lots of time with people, I find myself getting drained. As I've gotten older, I feel like I've really leaned into being unapologetic about who I am. I feel like in my 20s, I'd done a lot of making excuses for how I was and for what I needed, but I have gotten to the point in my life where it's like, I know what I want and I know what I need, and I'm just unapologetic about that. So if that means saying no to some plans, or yeah, just needing some time to myself, then I'm totally fine with that. I know the little rituals and the daily habits that keep me being at my best, being able to show up for people at my best. And it's just a really nice place to be. So every day does look different depending on what we've got on and what kind of work we're doing on that one day. The day that I was filming the clips I'm about to show you, Fraser actually took the dogs for a run, so I didn't get any footage of walking the dogs. But typically, a walk with the dogs will be happening first thing in the morning. So let out the chickens, walk the dogs, and then I do a little bit of a morning routine. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not perfect. I don't do it every morning, but 9 times out of 10, I like to engage in a couple of little things that just help ground me. One of the things that I feel like has really, really, really helped me over the last little while is journaling every morning. And with journaling, I found with myself, the trick is to get a book that I really, really like. And I've found that with journals, I like a little bit of both. Like, I like to be able to freestyle a little bit, but I also like prompts. So I found a journal that does both, that gives me some prompts, but it also gives me space to just write out anything and everything that comes into my brain. Also, the secret ingredient for me to really love a journal is to have it hardback. It needs to have that knock. I can't be doing with any like little flimsy journals. It needs to have like, it just sounds so bizarre, but if you don't have a nice journal that doesn't fill you with joy, chances are you won't do it. So this week I had some family visiting, which was really nice. My sister, her partner and her little girl came for a visit. I do miss my sister loads since moving away from Edinburgh. When I lived in Edinburgh, we did often meet up for coffees and just to hang out, go to the cinema, things like that, which we can't do anymore, which is really sad. So I love when she comes and visits. And although it can be really sad that I have moved away from home, there is something nice about when family do come to visit now. They come and stay. So you get really nice quality time with them and you really just get to immerse yourself in hanging out. So true Scotland style. The weather wasn't the best when they first arrived. It was really rainy. Actually, not really rainy. It was like torrential rain. It was terrifying. So we just kind of hung out the first day and we got in the car and hopped off to one of my favourite places to go and eat on the island. It is a place where you can go and get delicious pizza, one of my favourite foods ever. Second day it did clear up and it was a glorious day. So we went to one of the biggest tourist spots on the island actually. It's called the Kerrang. It's gorgeous. I love it. It's one of my favourite places on the island and they had never seen it before, so we wanted to take them to show them how lovely it was. So if you have been here since the beginning, or you do follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I have recently become a photographer. I'm pretty much, no, not pretty much, just say it, Emma. I am a full-time photographer now, and I have been for about a year, and the imposter syndrome that I have around this is crazy, but I'm trying to be better and I'm trying to just fully step into it, into saying that I am a photographer. I feel like I've not given it time to sink in. But yeah, I'm a photographer on the Isle of Skye. I do couple sessions, family sessions, mostly couple sessions, generally for people that are coming on holiday to the island and they just want a lovely photo shoot to commemorate their time here. They want a really romantic photo shoot to just slow down and really soak in the beautiful scenery around them. I do a lot of surprise proposal photo shoots, which are nerve-wracking, but they're glorious. They're lovely. It's so lovely to be there for that moment and to capture that moment for someone. But it is crazy. It's crazy that I can now say that I am a photographer, and I can only thank the very determined me that just would not give up and went after it, to be honest, and just done things that scared me, because becoming a photographer was one of the scariest things I have ever done. Out with moving here, out with making the move here. Becoming a photographer was very, very scary for me because it meant so much, because I love it so much and I wanted to do a very good job. I feel like my love of photography was born from my love of film. Since as far back as I can remember, have been a film nerd, geek, buff, whatever you want to call it. I have just loved films since I was a little baby girl. I feel like a lot of my inspiration comes from film. I think I just love anything that can evoke emotion, whether that be a script or a book or a still photograph or a scene in a movie. And I just feel like that comes through in my photography. That's kind of how I see photography. When I'm doing a photo shoot, I see it like a film in my head and I set it up like a film, I direct like it's a film, and I feel like it's what gets me the best results. But I just pinch myself that that's what I'm doing in my photo shoots, like I'm directing, and it just feels like a little film in my head, and I'm just so happy that I get to do that and be creative in my work like that. It's insane. It's insane. And I have imposter syndrome, and I've got that thing as well where, you know, when you just think something's too good to be true and you're like, someone's going to come and take this away. Someone's going to come and be like, what are you doing? You're not a photographer. Like, take my camera off me and just stop me doing what I'm doing. But maybe I'm revealing too much by telling you that I feel that way. But yeah, maybe it's a thing for you to, if you feel that way in an area of your life, just go for it. Just go for it and do it and see what happens. The world is crazy and mysterious, and you never know what will come if you just go for it. Being a photographer is one of those jobs where I feel like about 80% of the job itself is invisible. Yeah, there's that 20% where you're going out and you're taking your photos and you're meeting your couples and your families, and it's all very lovely. But 80% of it is literally just me sitting in front of my laptop, answering emails, editing. The editing caves are also real. I am in them day after day, and today is one of those days. It is a all day editing day, so I'm gonna park up at my laptop and put some music on, and I'm gonna get on with it. But before we sit down, it is of course time to make a coffee. I have actually been getting into matcha recently. If you follow me on Instagram, you will know because I have been telling everyone. So I have been having matchas in the middle of the day. I've kind of like cut down on coffee a little bit. It's kind of like half and half. I'll maybe have like 2 coffees a day and 1 or 2 matchas a day. But today's feeling really cozy and rainy, so I feel like we're going to go for a coffee today. So let's make a coffee and do some editing.